So after 24 years, Pallavi, Congress has a new king, as somebody says, King Kong.
King Kong of the Congress party, yeah.
Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, finally after a month-long election happenings from the start of nominations and all the drama and everything, finally there's a winner and a wholesome winner with almost 90% of the votes.
I wouldn't say Tharoor has done too badly. He certainly got a better percentage than Jitendra Prasad got at 10%. His is much over.
About 12%.
About 12%. And 1,000 votes, I would love to know where those 1,000 votes really have come in from. Which states really? Clearly not UP, because that's what he complained about. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. And I also think it's very interesting, don't you think, that Sonia Gandhi optically does the right things. I mean, she goes over to his house and there are pictures out of her hugging his wife. And you also have Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also going there. Clearly, she's also trying to send out a message that I have now handed over the mantle and reins of the party to Mallikarjun Kharge. He's the Congress president and he's going to take the main call. Do you think that's going to happen?
Well, that is the biggest question in everybody's mind, that will Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge be a man of his own? Will he be able to, I think, implement the decisions that he wants to? He's already said that he'll seek the counsel of the Gandhis. We also have people here with posters of Mallikarjun Kharge today.
But like Sonia Gandhi ka bhi poster they had. I don't know where
they have a Sonia Gandhi poster also. So that in a way exemplifies what the Congress really is.
And Aman, it's very interesting because I know it's now become a little quieter here, but when the news first came in of Kharge having won the elections, what really happened was that there were lots of slogans chanting in favor of Mallikarjun Kharge, but more slogans also Rahul Gandhi ki jai ho, Sonia Gandhi ki jai ho. And when you speak to Congress leaders who are very much over here, they kept on saying, in fact, one of them told me that they are like the roots of the tree. So the tree may be in the hands of Kharge, but the roots are with the Gandhis. So they're very open about it. But look at Rahul Gandhi, when he was asked at a press conference, he said, whatever Kharge tells me to do, I'll do. But remember those famous last words also of the UPA when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. But every time there was a problem, you would find ministers, leaders rushing across to 10 Janpad. I don't think that's not going to happen now. Give them some time, maybe after 6 months and a year. If things are not going well, or the Congress is not able to do well, then there will be those voices who I think will start emerging and say that, if Gandhi would have been the president, then things would have been different.
Well, looking forward, I think Mr. Kharge has big challenges. Of course, the biggest challenge is the upcoming elections. There's elections in Gujarat, there's election in Himachal, though Mr. Kharge would take over only officially once the plenary is done later. But still, the elections are there and Mr. Kharge would be active in those elections, the upcoming elections. So if Congress is not able to win Himachal, for example, and if it doesn't do well in Gujarat, people still feel BJP will win Gujarat. But if Congress doesn't put up a credible show like the last time, and if it loses Himachal, where there's always this cyclic change of power, then, the questions will again be raised that all this has been done, but has anything changed? So obviously, I think for the Congress, and if you look at from the BJP's point of view, if the Congress doesn't win election, then all this thing is much the same. How do you justify changing and but I think what Rahul Gandhi said at his press conference today in the morning was also very interesting, that he will listen to whatever Mr. Kharge says. That would be very interesting.
I mean, he predicted the results. Till then, the official results were not out. But I may be wrong, but just correct me on this. The BJP always would want the Gandhis to be at the helm because for them, he's the famous whipping boy. And therefore, they're always going to push this narrative that it's a remote-controlled run party, right?
Absolutely. They're already saying that because the way the election has been.
But then Kharge is not helping the case.
And with the way Mr. Tharoor complained and the letter written, especially regarding Uttar Pradesh, whatever the rigging has been alleged. So in a way, BJP is having a field day at that, saying that Mr. Tharoor should have known this since earlier. So BJP is clearly now saying that it's a remote-controlled Congress presidentship. Obviously, 10 Janpad is going to hold all the levers to this new president also. But I think Shashi Tharoor fought a very credible fight. Whatever might be, even winning 1,200 votes, some people may put it to numbers that only 12%. But I think the ideas he put out, much of effort I think went into Mr. Tharoor's manifesto. The ideas which were implemented, I think Congress would do well by implementing, maybe taking a leaf out of some of those ideas and working together. And Mr. Tharoor in his letter has also said that he would be willing to,
But also Kharge is known to be a kind of person, contrary to what people think about him, he actually listens to everyone, but he pretty much ends up doing what he wants to do. And I think he's also going to take a leaf out of Sonia Gandhi's style of politics, consensual politics. I'll listen to everyone. Try and maintain a bit of a status quo. He did tell Tharoor when Tharoor went to meet him that, let's work together. So you're right. I mean, what you were saying is very right and very interesting also, that if Mr. Kharge has that kind of a sense and gravitas, he will certainly give something important for Mr. Shashi Tharoor to do, because there are important takeaways from his elections as well. I mean, there are things which he's done. I think it's a great election which he fought. I know there are scorns and, condescending smiles on the face of many Congress leaders, but at least Shashi Tharoor put up a fight and did not shy away from a tough fight, which I think he knew he's going to lose.
Yeah, he didn't have much of a support. Anyways, still he kept up the fight. But I think looking forward, Pallavi, so what do you think will Mr. Kharge do of Rajasthan? Is Mr. Gehlot staying CM?
See, Mr. Gehlot is very much sitting here in national capital at this point of time, even as we speak. Nice points which came in from Sachin Pilot, very gregariously supporting Kharge. And Kharge was a part of the two-member committee which went to Jaipur and no decision was taken. And when Ajay Makan refused to meet Ashok Gehlot, Kharge met him. So that's the consensual style he's picked up from Sonia Gandhi. Also, I have a feeling, and maybe wrong, but I also have a feeling that if they take a decision either which way, the flag will be faced by Kharge. So that these Gandhis are protected from it. That this was a decision, bad decision, jo bhi hai. We didn't take it, Mallikarjun Kharge took it because he's the Congress president.
I think they'll be status quo. I don't think Mr. Gehlot is going anywhere.
Yeah, well, that could be a next power point also at one point of time, whether Kharge will actually manage to remove Ashok Gehlot. Will Sachin Pilot carry on? Pilot certainly has a lot of hope that Kharge is going to listen to him. So I don't know. I mean, if the decision has already been taken by the Gandhis and conveyed to Kharge as their last wish, it'll be interesting.
Another big call would be Karnataka next year, his home state.
And he happens to be, the home state. And someone was talking about this, in fact, that Kharge is there. Then you have Tejasvi Surya, who's there from the BJP. So you have very interesting dynamics which are working out. And I don't think in the recent times the Congress has been so heavily controlled by South. You have a Jairam Ramesh, for example, in charge of media management. You have Rahul Gandhi concentrating on South India. You have a Mallikarjun Kharge, a party president coming in from Karnataka. Very, very interesting mix.
So Dravidian politics is in a way.
Yeah, but will that work? Because your opponent is BJP, your opponent is also Arvind Kejriwal, right? And they are all from North. And the Congress is pretty weak as far as North is concerned.
Yeah, it is. And I think that was also the idea when many backing Mr. Gehlot to take the reins, because a North Indian face, at least from Rajasthan, the Hindi speaking belt, coming forward and taking. North is where Congress really needs to push its strength, because there is a belt which they got completely wiped out even in the last elections. South, anyways, Congress has been strong in Kerala, Karnataka, these states. But clearly now the choice is Mr. Kharge, and many people even say Mr. Kharge is as popular in the South as in the North. So that
he got a large number of votes, almost all the votes from Uttar Pradesh. They are always going to sell that point. Dekho, UP ke logon ne bhi Kharge ko vote diya. And he speaks decent Hindi. His Hindi is not too bad.
Congress ne UP sweep kar liya ek election.
Yeah. Okay, Congress has swept one election in Uttar Pradesh.
Under Mr. Kharge.
Under Mr. Kharge, not under Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. In fact, she was also there with Sonia Gandhi when they had gone to meet Mr. Kharge. It's interesting because I think the first change we are going to see inside the Congress headquarters is actually the nameplate. And more interestingly is that hoarding outside the AICC headquarters, which has a picture of Sonia Gandhi for years, briefly of Rahul Gandhi, and now you have Kharge's picture. It's a complete change in the working of the Congress party.
24 years, I think the change was also needed, and let's see what happens. And early days yet, Mr. Kharge, but let's see. I think the proof of
incidentally, look at it. Incidentally, I can see a fresh coat of paint at the Congress headquarters also. So this is on a day when the Congress party, I think they've been working, but it's looks freshly painted. So I guess new beginnings for the Congress party, and whether it is actually going to be a new beginning.
We'll join you next week with another power circuit when Mr. Kharge is into his job, and let's see what magic Mr. Kharge can do with the Congress. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Do give in your response and reactions on the social media timeline. Thanks, Aman.